In this example, we're going to show you how to work with the Bootstrap grid view, which is a very important component if you want to build responsive forms where the form will adjust based on the screen size or the device. So let's go ahead and create a new definition. So let's call it grid view def, and let's go to our toolbox here and search for it. And you will see this generate bootstrap grid. And by default, it will put one row and two columns. With this bootstrap grid, there are several different options. If you just right click, you can add another row and you can tell how many rows to add. So in this case, I'm going to say add 3 more rows. And as you can see, it added 3 more rows and there's no columns. Let's say we want to add a column onto this particular one, last row. We can say add column, and you can tell I want to add 3 columns. Or let's say we want to add 2 more columns, and it's divided into 3. Now once you have done this, you can also right click and say duplicate row, which will take the exact columns that you have and duplicate it to the next row and add a new row also. There are a few other options you can also do. For example, you can set the background color of this grid view. So you can also delete. You can delete the whole container. You can delete a row. You can delete a column. All that is possible to do. If you also double click and go into the properties of this, you can tell you want a grid layout container. You can also select the bootstrap type of grid where you can have container fluid. You can also add rows from here and add columns. And under styling, you also have a few options where you can set the background, horizontal alignment, vertical alignment of cell content. So for example, I can hide this, the border here, or I can make it dotted and save that. And once you have created this grid, however the layout that you want, now you can start putting controls inside this grid. So for example, let's go and put a couple of text boxes. So let's say I want to put a text box here and another text box here and another, we'll put a label control. And well, once you do this, you can also right click and say duplicate row, and you will see it will also duplicate the controls that were placed in this particular previous row. So the grid is very useful. You can especially if you are designing responsive forms that will automatically adjust, use this control and place the controls inside this particular grid control. You can always save and you can do a preview to see what it might look like. So in our case, we selected, most of the rows are blank, and we automatically get rid of those empty cells or the empty blank rows and cells. And you could see if I go into a smaller view, it will automatically adjust and show also. Okay. So, all right. So this is the Bootstrap grid. Hope you get a chance to use that in your forms that you build. Thank you for watching the video.